Hey guys, I'm Tiffany.
And I'm Nicole.
And what are we doing here?
This is from what I remember.
Okay.
Today we were going to give you a little bit of background on our dad and the fact that he was Chinese in Vietnam.
It definitely gave him a different viewpoint on life in Vietnam during the Vietnam War. Probably about 5% of the population in Vietnam consisted of people of Chinese descent. Despite that small number, they probably controlled maybe up to 80% of commerce in Ho Chi Minh City, which was then Saigon, and then most of southern Vietnam. So they definitely had a very strong hold on the economy. But they definitely had very strong business sense. They were very prosperous when they made their lives in Vietnam.
I think the Vietnamese are always jealous of us because the Chinese are doing much better than they are. To the peers, to the kids of Chinese, they kind of cause trouble for me because I'm a Chinese kid.
Our dad's family definitely thought that being Chinese and coming from a communist country before they came to Vietnam, that would benefit them somehow, especially if the communists in Vietnam took over, that they would have, which they did, that they would kind of have like a leg up somehow because they came from a communist country and that China was backing the Vietnamese communists at the time, so they were kind of already allies if the communists took over. But that turned out to definitely not be true.
No, it did not.
We are aware of the falling of the South Vietnamese government. That my father didn't want to go because all his belongings out there. He built over there, spent some years. His properties and everything. His whole life was there. Because of China, thinking of being a Chinese, he would be all right. But he was wrong. After the communist took over, I think sometime a couple months later, we were the first one to do the inventory. So he was the first to be targeted.
What I don't think a lot of people realize is that after the American involvement in the war ended in 1975, there were a number of other conflicts that occurred in Vietnam, one of them being the Sino-Vietnamese War in 1979. Because of those conflicts, the old Vietnamese army, and obviously Vietnam, became very wary of the Chinese population and began raiding and inventorying homes of those of Chinese descent, Chinese business owners. So that definitely affected our father. His childhood home was essentially opened up and looted in front of him.
I was there when it happened. I was there when the Vietnamese soldiers were threatening to shoot us. And my father traded money for our lives. And every was coming out with fire we out because there's so many people pulling out our house, trying to steal things. And there's nothing we can do about it. We just walk out and let them take things away from us.
But because they are resilient and strong-willed people, our dad's family basically just started over again. Regardless of the fact that everything was taken from them, they just started their business all over again. And I mean, it was communist Vietnam, so it was not nearly as successful, but they just picked up where they left off and started
to survive.
Yeah.